Hello everyone, welcome to our channel. My name is Wing, the Aragon watch designer. In today's video, I am going to show you a brand new iconic design for more than 15 years ago, the Aragon Concept S. And the S stands for Spacecraft. So what I've done with this new creation is taking the old identity and upgrading and improving the designs to today's Aragon Concept S. Let's dive in and talk about this watch right now. We are seeing the brand new Concept S. And if you know the history about the Concept S, it came out many years ago. I would say sometimes 10, 15 years ago, maybe. I'm talking about this particular Concept S because Concept S has been around since the late 1990, early 2000. And the first one wasn't like that. The first one was a round case in the 40 millimeter and a dome crystal. So it evolves, and I constantly using the Concept S name in a different, with creating new designs. And about a week ago, I posted one of the photo of this particular one, and I really appreciate that comment from a gentleman. He said, "Wow, this watch really looks like a super high-end watch." That like a super high-end brand, that's what they would do. But I'll be honest with you, if you've been following me for years, if you understand, I'm a watch designer since 1991. A lot of my work in the early days, I was creating watches that is more like this type. If you're seeing other super high-end brands, they're having this type of look, maybe they're imitating my work. I think is in the realistic cases, when you see something more expensive or more high end, you tend to believe when you see them like, oh, Wing is copying somebody. It actually is not. I've been doing this for so long, and also people always think that because of the price point that we're at, I particularly focus on that price point is because I really enjoy making affordable watches, because there's not a lot of choices in this price range when you're as far as the materials and designs, and there's not a lot of choices. So people tend to look at less expensive is imitating someone who is more expensive. So enough said. So let's go back to this Concept S. The first thing I want you to focus is, if you remember the original of this particular Concept S, the S stands for the Spacecraft. Okay, so this time, if you look at this gigantic sapphire crystal, okay, the last version was K1 crystal. This one is a sapphire. Now, and the previous version, there was 2 bar running across. So basically, it's a 3-piece glass on the Concept S. This one is one gigantic bevel sapphire crystal. I mean, if we have to weight this sapphire, is probably a few carats. I don't know. I've never weighed it. I was just thinking about it. And also the second thing is different than the previous one is, if you look at this, it's this inward jet engine-like screw-down crown. You see how deep? I should call this like a deep dish, deep walk screw-down crown. It's really cool. I particularly like this texture, the knurling. So for the case dimension, as compared to the previous one, it was larger than 52. This one, I sized it down a little bit. From here to here is 50 millimeter. Lug-to-lug, north to south is 50. The case thickness is about 15. This one is a Seiko NH35 with no date. All right, and also what I've done is, the logo is located here, very tiny, and over here is the automatic. Only done in the 45 and the 15-minute marker. The loom is white loom glows green. Is the design, I should say, I decided to bring this back is just because It's such a classic design. If you follow me for a long time, do you remember the Alien watch? The Alien watch that was created in 1996 and start selling in 1997. It was in the movie of Equilibrium with Christian Bale in it. And also, if you can look it up, if anybody can look it up on YouTube, do you know the brand or the car, Horacio Pagani? You know, that $2, $3, $4, $5 million car. The owner and the designer is actually wearing my Alien watch in the first video. I was just, somebody saw it, forwarded me the video. If you can find that, please help me. I really want to watch that video once again. He was just talking about his car. He was wearing the Alien watch. And then I remember there was one shot. They shot the design of the Alien watch with his headlight. I think because he bought that watch is because the watch is resembling, to the design of his car. But anyway, let's go back. This is a very impressive watch. So I've been wearing my Aragon Caprice 8040N. Love this watch. Seriously, it is one of the most surprising design lately for this price point. It's a Swiss-made quartz chronograph. You can look it up. I think it's still on sale for our spring sale. So let's go back to this watch. Water resistance 200 meters with the exhibition case back. Now, here's another challenge to make this watch. Okay, what the challenge is, when you make a watch with irregular shaped glass or crystal or sapphire, okay, not round, it's a lot more difficult to make the water resistance to this, because round crystal all around the pressure is the same, right? The 360 degree. This particular one, okay, it's not a rectangular shape because there's a lot of corners. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, let me go again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 corners. Okay, I counted 9. 8 corners is a lot more difficult to make the water resistant. But don't worry, this watch, you can purely go scuba diving, swimming with this watch. Okay, not a problem. Okay, as long as you don't drop the watch and have big impact. Okay, this is all good. All right, I love this design. If you are a watch collector, okay, if you are a watch enthusiast, you love watches, I think this is a must have. There's nothing like this, even remotely similar to this, the shape. So in case you're wondering, why is this called Spacecraft? If you look at the watch from this angle, I created, it's like that Star Wars spacecraft. Like, I don't know if I'm allowed to say it on YouTube because there's a lot of copyright. This watch is really amazing in terms of the case, shape, design, the multi-dimension level. You see, I could have designed like a straight line across. So creating a multiple indentation, and then the shape of the case here is not straight. Okay, it's like a slightly curved. That is really interesting design case. Also, the thickness is about 15. I mentioned this earlier. It's very, very comfortable watch. Also, as compared to the previous version, I made the female half length, so it drops. Okay, it drops 90 degrees. So this is a watch for watch enthusiasts that they're not going to criticize about. It's too big, too small. It's simply just admiring the design of the watch. And I'm going to model this watch for you. So we created 5 different colors. The previous one, we have the blue, the purple, the lime green, and black, and so forth. Now, I'm going to go from here across. So if you remember, this black and red execution, it came from the previous version. If this is the first time you've seen this watch, this is a very, very special design. All right, so I'm going to put this on 6.5-inch wrist. All right, so it's not over my wrist is really simply is lug-to-lug contour around my wrist. There's no space. And I also particularly like this 3-piece link with the ripple center link in the middle. Okay, so you can, when you get this, let me see if I can show it to you closely. It is such an amazing design for the last 20 years. It's really classic. That's why I want to bring it back. So early this year, I brought back the Virtuoso. Okay, so if you're the Virtuoso collector, continue to collect the Virtuoso. If you're the collector of the Concept S, you have to continue to collect this. And also the Enforcer is coming in the future. The 4th generation. I hope you like it. It's such a classic design. That's why I keep bringing them back. So, all right, the bracelet is very generous. Solid stainless steel deploying clasp. Okay, double button release. This is such an amazing watch, and especially this time we upgraded to a sapphire crystal for the same price that we're selling in the last 15 years. It was sold out, never discounted, this original Concept S, so be aware. It's going to stay the same price. The price point is going to start from $250 and up, okay? So this is the piano. This is the black version, blacked out with red hands and markers. I know everybody's dying to see the heat-treated titanium Damascus steel. I'm going to put this one down. So the next one is the white lume, glows green. As you can see, you already can see the lume is bursting out. It's like screaming. I want you to look at me in the dark. Now, another thing I want to emphasize, this is a very, very large dial. The cost of production has been escalating higher and higher. We're still maintaining our principal philosophy, making affordable watches. And I really want to emphasize and just discuss about this for a little bit. I recently saw some comments. They said, "Oh, because these watches, the price point is because they're made in Asia. That's why the price point tends to be really good." Yes, it's true. And I also want to emphasize this. Sometimes maybe you're buying some other micro brands at 400, 500, 600. Have you ever thought maybe you're overpaying? Maybe the profit margin is so large, or maybe their purchasing power is so small, they're not able to produce what we do. I've been in the industry for more than 30 years. I know how to produce, I know how to design the watch, I know how to make super high quality watches at an affordable price. I could easily, if it makes people feel better, I charge this watch $800 and they think, oh yeah, this is an $800 quality watch, not a $200. I don't want to do this. This watch, just like what I've been saying in the previous of this video, in this $200, $300, $400 price range, okay, there's a very limited selections in terms of movements, materials, and so forth. Okay, this is the heat-treated Damascus dial with sapphire crystal. As you can see, every time when I turn against the light, the color is changing. All right, so this sapphire glass crystal is just like screaming. Can you imagine when you're seeing this through the videos, when you get this watch at home, on your wrist, wearing out to go out, everybody will be wondering what kind of watch you're wearing. It's an Aragon. We've been doing this since 1991. We're a great watch company, okay? I tend to stay with the same philosophy, creating original timepiece, super high quality, and affordable price. All right, so I model all of the watches. I hope you like it. When you see this, I hope you jump and start getting this watch. All right, this is the last and final. This is the deep dark blue. Really, you see how the crystal is playing with the studio lights is just mesmerizing. Okay, I can imagine wearing this watch while you're driving your car under the sunlight is even more reflective. Okay, guys, let's just stay for another 5-10 seconds to see the loom shot, and I will be seeing you very, very soon with another Aragon creation. Okay, see you later.